Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for June 11th, Wednesday, 2025. Stand up for your country. Pack show. I talked to President Trump this morning. I'll tell you a little bit about that. We're trying to get accurate information about the ICE protests last night. Very difficult to get that information. Shouldn't be, but it is, and I'll tell you why it's difficult to get that information. And we are assessing why social order is collapsing in the United States. And it really has to do with American fathers. So we got Father's Day coming up. I think you'll find this segment fascinating. We have a terrific guest for you on it. The Talking Points Memo is the ICE situation. Here's an update, what happened on Tuesday evening in Los Angeles. Finally, the mayor declared not martial law, but a curfew in 1 square mile area of downtown LA. Only took her 4 days, that's all. Arrests, they're not telling us how many people were arrested on Tuesday night because not many were. This is dying out as I predicted it would. 200 people have been taken into custody since we last spoke to you, but I don't know how many of those have been arrested. You know, they're kind of gathering people around. There was no looting or vandalism last night, and I do not believe there will be any going forward. Could be wrong, but this doesn't have a constituency. All right, most Americans, they're not upset by ICE going to find criminal illegal aliens. Now, there are mistakes being made. Sure, you're going to have that in any kind of a mass action. In New York City, over 80 arrested. None of them will be prosecuted for anything. Very small. Cops say 1,500 protesters. I have the number at less than 1,000. At 9 o'clock, they all went home. So they want to watch something on TV or something. I wasn't it. Denver, 17 arrests. Again, 3 of those were for graffiti, F the ICE, you know, that kind of stuff. San Francisco, 200 protesters is nothing. There's nothing in San Francisco, which is the most progressive place in the country. Chicago, cops won't tell us how many arrests. I don't think there were any at all. Atlanta, 6 people arrested. That's nothing. Philadelphia, 15 arrested. That's nothing. 150 protesters, the cops say, in Philly. 150. And these are all hardcore anarchists. They're not people actually protesting a cause. They hate the country. And they'll come out for any reason. All right, so let's get down to it with Governor Newsom. I told Hannity on his radio program today, and it's worth listening to because we not only cover ICE riots, we cover China and Iran. It's on BillO'Reilly.com. But I told him a very provocative thing. I believe Gavin Newsom wanted these riots to get out of control. And I'm not an irresponsible guy. I'm not an ideologue. I believe he wanted them to get out of control so that would provoke President Trump into doing something that Newsom could use against Mr. Trump. And let me back it up. So when your police chief in Los Angeles says we're overwhelmed, which he did on the first night of the riots, our police officers are in danger, we can't protect property, and the ICE agents are in danger as well. When your police chief says that in a press conference, and you're the governor, what's the first thing you do? You call out the National Guard. You have to. Newsom didn't do it, still hasn't done it. Still hasn't done it. And I don't know of any increased state police presence in Los Angeles either. Maybe there is, but it's negligible. Now, if you are a logical thinker like I am, that says to me Newsom did not want to stop these riots. He wanted them to get out of control so that he could blame them on Trump, which he did anyway. All right? Now, the president, understanding what happened after George Floyd, isn't going to sit for this. As soon as the police chief said, we're overwhelmed, bang, federal authority took over. He has the legal authority. We went over it with the 1807 Act. Okay, yesterday, if you're a concierge or premium member at BillO'Reilly.com, you get a transcript. All these lawsuits are just nuisance lawsuits. They're not going to stop anything. Okay? So I would have done exactly what Trump did. Exactly. I would have sent in the guard and I would have put 200 Marines in there, okay, to give the guard some relief, to back the guard up. The Marines are right down the road, 29 Palms. So as an American citizen, I'm not outraged at all about this. And the polling shows that most Americans agree with me. But the most important point is that Newsom, who wants to be president, wanted this. Now, Bass is just befuddled, the mayor of LA, way in over her head. All right? She's down 1,000 police officers. The LAPD is 1,000 light. And they can't recruit. Who wants to work for the LAPD? Nobody. They'll go to the county. And the fires, you saw Bass. She's over in Africa. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, it's said to cost $134 million to deploy the guard. It's a lot of money. I'm, waiting an audit. But what else are you going to do? If you're president, you got to protect lives and property. That's your job. Have to do it. You don't wait till it gets out of control. You cut it off. Once the cop says, I can't do it, then you have to move in. That makes sense to everybody? I hope so. All right, so the basic line of the hate Trump brigades is that he is a fascist dictator. And they'll do everything they can to try to prove that point. Now, here are the 10 most militant sanctuary people in public service, all right? Newsom, Michelle Wu, the mayor of Boston, Governor Pritzker, who testifies tomorrow about sanctuary policies, and I'm all over that. That will lead the show tomorrow. Pritzker is worse than Newsom, okay? Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, AOC, communist, Mike Johnson, the mayor of Denver, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, who was almost vice president. Oh, boy. Kathy Hochul, New York, the governor. Wes Moore, Maryland, the governor wants to be president. This is going to hurt more. And Mayor Jacob Fry of Minneapolis. Those are the top 10, in our opinion. Okay? Are they looking out for the country? Are they looking out for you? No. And that's the memo. All right, Nancy Pelosi, I would say she's one of the most dishonest public servants I've ever seen. Here's what she said about the riots. Go.
In a bipartisan way, on January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol, we begged the President of the United States to send in the National Guard. He would not do it. Not only would he not do it, when law enforcement people were being harmed, some later died, he would not send it in.
Yeah, there was a reason why he wouldn't send it in, because he alerted the guard on January 5th. Kash Patel carried that message over to the Pentagon. We know, we've documented that. So here's the strange thing about Nancy Pelosi. She was riding in an automobile with her daughter, Alexandra, a documentary filmmaker, and her chief of staff, Terry McCullough. Her daughter was taping her in the car. Roll the tape.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they have. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Well, Nancy Pelosi takes responsibility in a private automobile, but then blames Trump. Okay, there it is. Poll, CBS News poll, okay, about the immigration policies of President Trump. First question, do you approve or disapprove of the way Trump is handling immigration? Approve 50, disapprove 50. Second question, do you approve or disapprove of the way the Trump administration's program to find and deport immigrants who are in the USA illegally? Approve 54, disapprove 46. Final question. Do you think the Trump administration is mainly prioritizing dangerous criminals or deporting people who are not dangerous? Prioritizing dangerous criminals, 53, not dangerous, 47. Now, one of the mistakes that have been made by the Trump administration is the what I call separation failure. So there's no question that the Trump administration is finding heinous criminals who are protected by the sanctuary system. That's beyond any reasonable doubt. But in the sweeps, nonviolent people, non-criminals who are undocumented do get taken into custody. Those people should be put in a separate facility, and there should be federal judges there to go through their files, okay, to decide whether they should immediately be deported along with the criminals or whether there's extenuating circumstances. That wouldn't be hard to implement. I mean, there are a lot of them, but you could do it. And that's what I would have done. Hey, homeowners, if you haven't checked your home's title, AKA your legal proof of ownership, it could already be stolen. Scammers target your equity, steal your title by forging just one document. Then they can take out loans or sell your home, all without you knowing. So you need to find out today if you are already a victim. Use promo code BILL at HomeTitleLock.com to make sure your title is still in your name. You'll also get a free title history report, plus a free 14-day trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud should happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. So please go to HomeTitleLock.com now and use promo code BILL. That's HomeTitleLock.com, promo code BILL. Okay, last day for the YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. Talking about Terry Moran and all of the networks, how President Trump has destroyed the television news industry. So you're going to want to hear that. We hope you sign up. Let's go to the Mail and Concierge member, Paul. Paul gets direct access to me. My crew will help Paul if something befalls him. Can the LAPD be trusted to participate in the crowd control? I don't think the public will delineate between the LAPD and the federal agents. Yes, LAPD they're down 1,000, as I reported, but I think it's a good agency. And it's clear they all have their markings, so people know who they're dealing with. Colleen, concierge member, thank you, Colleen. Trump needs a committee to investigate the men and organizations behind the paid protests, since they're ultimately instigating violence and rioting, not peaceful protests. Paid protests are legal until they turn destructive and people are hurt. I agree. I think they should be, particularly because the state of California funded the people behind these violent protests. And if you didn't know that, read the message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com. We prove it. We've got the data. Jim O'Rulian, Battleground, Washington. Hey, Bill, curious to get your take on why Trump doesn't seem to be coupling his much-needed deportation plan with an overhaul that passed to legal citizenship. I don't think he wants to dilute the issue. I would. I would suggest that Congress pass brand new immigration laws on all fronts. But I don't think President Trump, I think he just wants to fulfill his campaign promise. Bernice Vitiliano, Deerfield Beach, Florida. I wonder why Tennessee policeman who stopped the Maryland father, this is the Abrego guy who was deported to El Salvador, and knew he was trafficking, why didn't they arrest him? Because a lot of jurisdictions in the United States will not arrest people on federal charges. So if he wasn't violating a law in that county in Tennessee, they let him go. That's what happened. Phyllis, how do they enforce the looking for work requirement for Medicaid? Very hard. Very hard. But it should be there. You'd have to, the Medicaid recipient would have to provide documentation that he or she is looking for work and have to be reviewed. Millions of people. It's not easy, but it should be there. Kit Ballantyne, Tucson, Arizona. A lot of us are on Medicaid because we're disabled. How can the federal government certify us and tell us to get jobs? Come on, Kit. I have said it over and over and over. Any disabled person, any elderly person, any person with dependent children would not have to do that. Remember, concierge and premium members, you can get transcripts of everything I say free. And Baroni, Denver, Colorado, wondering, as evil as unpredictable as Putin is, why world leaders would not come together to take him out? Because many world leaders are evil themselves. They like him. Chinese are doing business with him, right? Evil gets away with a lot, as you will see in Confronting Evil out September 9th. Deborah Bings, Fallbrook, California. I'm rereading the Killing series, and I missed a couple, but this time I'm doing it in historical order. I started with Killing the Witches, then Killing England. The next one, I'm thinking Killing Crazy Horse, Killing Lincoln. Okay? So after Killing England, you go to Killing Lincoln, then Killing Crazy Horse. And that gets you into modern times once you complete those four. Scott Fisher, Fishers, Indiana, convenient for Scott. Mr. I read Confronting the Presidents, found it interesting and yet very relative to what's happening today. I was encouraged when I realized how many inadequate presidents we have had, yet we've always come back. We are a resilient people, and we will come back, I think, from most craziness. All right, Dad, Sunday, BillO'Reilly.com premium and concierge membership. You have it instantly. You get any free book you want, including the upcoming one. Okay? If you want a signed book, I signed 4,000 books this week. You got to order it now because they will sell out, the signed books. And we are sold out of Not Woke mugs. But we still have 200 Not Woke Dad mugs, which will sell out. Well, if you want to give Dad a Not Woke mug, you can. And then we have all the other Not Woke gear that Dad will love. Put that up there. And we have a really good gift, Killing the Rising Sun about Japan. We have the special leather-bound edition. Really nice gift for Dad or Granddad. Word of the day, do not be a moon calf. When writing to me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. And the final thought will be on people who hate the country. There is a lot of talk about government debt, but the real crisis is personal debt. You need Done with Debt. They have unique strategies to help end your debt fast, so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. And they will not try to sell you a loan. They're tough negotiators. Will go one-on-one with your credit card and loan companies to drastically reduce bills, eliminate interest, erase penalties. Clients end up with more money in their pocket on month one. And they don't stop until you're debt-free. Take a few minutes. Visit donewithdebt.com. It's free, but listen, some solutions are time sensitive, so you have to move quickly. Go to donewithdebt.com. Donewithdebt.com. Tell them Bill sent you. If you are handling your own books or relying on a bookkeeper, it could lead to inaccuracies, missed deductions, and cash flow blind spots. FYSI's team of seasoned accounting professionals, corporate and tax attorneys manage every journal entry, bank reconciliation, and month-end close with precision, delivering clear, timely financial reports. They incorporated advanced tax avoidance strategies into your bookkeeping to capture deductions before you file. And they connect you with industry leaders and referral partners for growth opportunities. Set up your free consultation to learn how FYSI's experts can transform your books into a growth engine and accelerate your business to the next level. Act now to claim your free $5,000 business assessment, available for a limited time. Please go to FYSI.com/bill. Use promo BILL, or you can call 800-877-4000 today. Here's a final thought of the day. I'll make it brief. I'd say 10-15% of our population hates the United States of America. Many feel that we're a racist country, always have been. And you saw the flag burning stuff in LA, okay? And that reminded me that there is a law against burning the flag. And you can be fined and imprisoned for a year if you set an American flag on fire. Now, that will never happen in California. It would happen in Texas, Oklahoma, conservative states. But in the liberal states, it would never happen. But there is a law on the books. You can't burn the American flag. Final thought of the day, and you shouldn't. This country provides more opportunity than any other nation on earth. I've been to 86 countries just back from China. We're lucky we live here. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.